This is the Jack Murphy Podcast. Here's your host, Jack Murphy.
Welcome back to the Jack Murphy Podcast. Thanks for joining us today. If you haven't, go ahead and subscribe now. We got a couple of new subscribers we're going to say hi to a little bit later on in the episode, but thank you to new subscribers. Like and subscribe anytime to the Jack Murphy Podcast. Saw a funny story on the news last night here in Charlotte. Some guy was playing one of the scratch-off games, lottery scratch-off games, and the guy won, what was it? Was it 130? Yeah, he won $130,000. And, you know, anytime the news can go out. By the way, if you ever win the lottery, I don't care how much it is, don't ever do an interview with the people on the news. It's bad enough that they print your name, but if they do an interview, then you really got problems. Everybody you know is going to come and ask you for. Just don't do it. Anyway, they catch up with this guy in the interview. He had the best answer. They said, "What are you going to do? What are you going to do with the money?" And he said, "I'm going to start buying the thick bologna instead of the thin bologna." I got a real kick out of that.
This is a time where community needs to jump in and make sure we elect a Democratic House so that we have a backstop to this authoritarian push. Authoritarian push.
By the way, speaking of baloney, I have a food warning for you today. I've often said here, stay away from the processed meats, the hot dogs, the bolognas, the turkeys, the hams. They have a lot of preservatives in them that aren't good for you. But at least they're not radioactive. Yeah. Apparently, the shrimp, some of the shrimp that they're selling at Walmart is radioactive. The FDA is warning Americans not to eat, sell, or serve. Well, who would knowingly serve radioactive shrimp? Got to ask yourself, Crazy Larry Seafood or something? Walmart's Great Value raw frozen shrimp has got radioactive contamination. Is it cesium-137, which is a radioactive isotope. It apparently was detected in the shipping containers coming from Indonesia at 4 U.S. ports. You know, if you read, I don't eat any farmed shrimp myself, and I love shrimp. And I admit that it's difficult to taste the difference between farm shrimp and wild shrimp. But go on the interwebs and read a little bit about shrimp farming in places like Indonesia, South America, Africa. I mean, shrimp, whether they're fresh or saltwater, they can basically live on anything. And a lot of these shrimp farms, they basically are growing shrimp in cesspools. I kid you not. Go do a little research for yourself. That's why I try to stay away from the farmed shrimp because I don't like eating out of the cesspool. Just personal preference of mine. And I don't like my shrimp radioactive. I cook it a little bit rare sometimes, but radioactive, nah.
They don't know what the they're doing. Do you understand that?
Hey, do y'all remember when Carrie Underwood did that song about the guy that cheated on her and she really messed up his ride? Remember she cut initials in the leather seats and I can't remember all, but she pretty much totaled the guy's car, right? And ever since that song came out, there have been a rash of women doing that to men's cars. And what Carrie Underwood doesn't mention at the end of that song, is, you know, she doesn't say, I got arrested that night and took to jail. She doesn't mention any of that part because that's what happens when you do it. Because you're destroying property. Usually, I mean, you total somebody's car now, you're talking $30,000, $40,000, $50,000. 31-year-old woman in Kentucky found out the hard way. She got arrested over the weekend, damaging her ex-boyfriend's car so bad it was totaled. She slashed the tires, smashed the windshield, broke the rearview mirror, destroyed the radio, filled his vents with glitter, and poured salt in the engine where the oil goes, and it would have cost over $12,000 to fix it. And so the insurance company had to total it. She's been charged, by the way, with a felony, as she should. You can't just break up with him. Call him names. Go up to him face to face and call him some bad words. Tell him what a loser he is. But you can't destroy the car or you're going to get charged with the crime. And Carrie Underwood, she should have added a verse at the end of that song and warned all you women about that. Well, not all you women, just the crazy ones. She should have warned all the crazy ones what would happen. Now, ladies and gentlemen, there is some juicy, juicy news coming out today about one Senator Adam, is it congressman or senator? I guess he's congressman. He's running for Senate if he doesn't wind up in jail. Adam Schiff, who may be the most political person to ever sit on a committee in Congress. President Trump's weaponization czar, Ed Martin, said his team is taking additional investigative actions against Senator Adam Schiff. I think he's still a member of Congress, not a senator. I could be wrong. And members of the now defunct House Select Committee who weren't pardoned by Joe Biden. Boy, Schiff's got to be really mad that he got the shaft and didn't get a shift from President Biden and get a pardon. In addition to this mortgage fraud, he strongly implied something else at work. And apparently, it says here he's senator. He is Senator Adam Schiff now. Apparently, Shifty Schiff, he thinks there's something coming too because he has formed a committee to raise money for his defense fund. He wants his supporters to pay for his defense. He doesn't want to pay for it himself. All the people that believed all the lies that he told and delighted in them, he wants you good people to give him your money to defend himself. Paperwork for the Senator Schiff Legal Defense Fund was filed with the Internal Revenue Service on August 14th. And he said it's clear that Donald Trump and his MAGA allies will continue weaponizing the justice process to attack me, holding this corrupt administration accountable. It's so hypocritical, isn't it? The very people who weaponized the Justice Department now are mad that they think the Justice Department is being weaponized. He also tried to, he basically made up the whole thing that caused the impeachment, the Russian collusion thing. And then he tried to suppress findings by Devin Nunes of California into the origins of the Russian collusion. So not looking good for Senator Adam Schiff, pencil neck. Well, one other little news story before I get to my big over-themed topic today on the Jack Murphy podcast. Do you remember a pop star? She was popular, 10, 12 years ago. Her name was Keisha. And Keisha, I can't remember who Keisha said abused her, but there was some music producer or mogul who got Me Too'd. Remember when Me Too was around there for a minute, 10, 12 years ago? But Keisha, she was okay. She had 2 or 3 hit records, but, not a superstar or anything. But I guess she's trying to get back into the, the mainstream, Keisha is. And, the world, we're into turmoil, rumors of war. But if you've been wondering about Keisha's sexuality, I can answer some questions for you. I know you all have. It's a new one on me. I've heard it all. There's straight, bi, lesbian, gay, trans, pansexual. Those are all the ones that I can think of. That's too many for my small brain already. But Keisha now says that she is, quote, omnisexual. By the way, one of her big hit songs was called Boy Crazy. But she has mounting interest in domination and kink, and loves to send people feet pics. And omnisexual apparently just means open to anybody and everybody. Open house over here at Keisha's. What kind of world are we living in? Well, I do have some news. It's really hard to believe because I think it took over my life probably 6 or 7 years ago. I really got dissatisfied with watching television. I mean, I got really sick of it, mainly because I got sick of the commercial load that they were running, which is one of the reasons that so many of you are sick of the radio, the commercial load. They run 6 or 7 commercials at a time over and over and over. Television does the same thing. And the programming sucked. Let's face it, it was just terrible. I mean, the biggest things on television are still Judge Judy, the same game shows that were on when I was a kid. There's nothing new and innovative on network television. There are some cable shows that are pretty good. But about 6 or 7 years ago, I started to really get into YouTube, and I went all in. And I I subscribe to about 50 channels probably. And they're all different. They're all niche things, just all sorts of different things that I'm interested in, or I may not even be interested that much in what they're doing. It's the people that are doing the show that I find so interesting, really. But the YouTube this year will be 20 years old, believe it or not. And I was thinking about that last night, and I was thinking, what are my favorite videos from YouTube? Now, we all have our favorites, and, you probably have a new favorite day to day if you watch a lot of YouTubes, but there are some classics. The videos that they've really never been topped. And last night I was looking, there was a list, and they had about 10 of them on there, and 3 of my favorites were there, but there was a video that I somehow had missed that I had not seen before, but first, I think this video I'm about to play, I think this is the video that really got me into YouTube. It was when I saw her.
So the girl come downstairs, she come out her apartment with her baby with no shoes on. I said, oh, girl, it's cold outside. She said, something ain't right. I said, oh, man. She said, oh, man, the building is on fire. I said, no, what? I got my 3 kids and we bounced out. We ain't gonna be in no fire, not today.
I love this.
I mean,
woman.
that was
This Oklahoma resident was forced.
That was the day we discovered that television news could take their stories and repurpose them on YouTube, and they became entertainment and not just news. She's a classic. Never saw her again. Have no idea what she's doing now or whatever happened to her, but loved her. The other one, similar, it was a guy named Anton Dotson. And I believe Anton is from Huntsville, Alabama. And they had some people that were breaking in and attempting to rape women. And I think it was his sister. Maybe his sister's house got broken into. But here's Anton talking about it.
Terrifying moments for a woman who woke up to a strange man in bed with her. The woman screamed. Her brother rushed in to help and tried to fight the offender off. That break-in happened early this morning in the 500 block of Webster Drive in Huntsville. WFF 48's Elizabeth Gemma caught up with
Look how horrible the video quality is.
Were running high.
And Mark, the woman, the victim, tells us that a man broke into her house and tried to rape her. Her brother went in and he tried to help her out, but the man got away, leaving behind, though, evidence of his visit. Kelly Dodson was asleep with her little girl inside their apartment on Webster Drive when
I was attacked by some idiot from out here in the projects.
Dodson says her attacker used a garbage can to climb onto the unit's ledge, open the upstairs window, and then he got in bed with her.
He tried to rape me. He tried to pull my clothes off.
Dodson struggled with her attacker, knocking over items in her bedroom. Antoine Dodson heard his sister scream and ran to help.
Well, obviously, we have a rapist in Lincoln Park. He's climbing in your windows. He's snatching your people up, trying to rape them. So y'all need to hide your kids, hide your wife, and hide your husband because they're raping everybody out here.
The attacker got loose and went out the upstairs window, but he did leave something behind.
We got your T-shirt. You done left fingerprints and all. You are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
A crime scene investigator photographed
Anyway,
tested for prints on the lid of the garbage.
Never saw him again, but again, a classic on YouTube for certain. Now, there's another guy. I never saw this guy. Well, hold on. Before we get to the main one, this video, I would say, was probably for 3 or 4 years the #1 video among the women of the world. Check this out.
Charlie.
It was funny at first.
Charlie bit me.
Yeah.
Ah. Ah. Oh. Ouch. Ow.
Ow.
Ouch, Charlie. Ow. Charlie, that really hurt.
Yeah, Charlie thought it was funny, but you didn't, did you? Women loved that particular video for whatever reason. I don't know why, but it was pretty funny. But I don't know how I missed this this particular video. This is my new favorite video. And this video is from, I think, like 12 years ago. And you're going to see a young man, I don't know, he looks 11 or 12 years old, and he's going to sing a song called Chocolate Rain. But the voice that comes out of this child is not the voice of a child. Check this out. It's unreal.
Chocolate rain. Some stay dry and others feel the pain. Chocolate rain. A baby born will die before the sin. Chocolate rain. The school books say it can't be here again. Chocolate rain.
I mean, he might be 13 or 14, but good grief, he sounds 40. It's pretty amazing, isn't it? Well, I say thank you, YouTube, for saving me from complete boredom and the brain deadness of most local television now, and most cable for that matter. But I find more entertaining, fun things to watch on YouTube than I do anywhere. Well, tomorrow, John Garrett will be back with us live from Mobile, Alabama. We'll get an update from his crib. Alpha Trevette will be back with us. And I'm hoping on Friday, we're going to have, I teased this earlier, we might have that retiring news anchor here on the Jack Murphy Podcast. Remember, like the podcast and subscribe. Help your buddy Jack out. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks for watching the Jack Murphy Podcast. Remember to like, subscribe, and ring that bell. Go ahead, ring it. Get alerts when a new episode drops. And tell your friends about the Jack Murphy Podcast. But only the cool friends, please. Tune in next time for another episode of the Jack Murphy Podcast.